Hey, so today I'm going to teach you how to make this granny square, and later we'll be making a top out of it. The yarn I'll be using is Cotton Creme by Loops and Thread. It calls for a 6mm hook, but today we will be using a 5.5mm hook, which honestly is probably my favorite hook size. So to start, we're going to make a magic loop by taking our 2 fingers, pinching our tail, and wrapping our yarn around twice. And we're going to go underneath, grab our working end yarn, chain 1, and drop those. Now we're going to make this into a more manageable size just by tightening up these loops. There we go. Now we're going to chain 1. And we're going to work 16 double crochets into this center loop. This here will count as 1. To the center, pull up a loop, go through 2, go through 2. Yarn over, go through the center, pull up a loop, go through 2, go through 2. Counting our first stitch here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to make 16 in total. Now that we have 16 stitches, we're going to close this center loop, and to do that we're just going to locate the one that pulls tight when we start pulling on the tail, which is this bottom one here, and we're just going to isolate that so that we can tighten this loop here. So when I pull on this end, we're moving our tail, so we don't want to do that. I'm going to pull on this end, and that's just tightening up the first loop. So we're going to pull that nice and taut, and then pull on our tail. Now I'm going to make a slip stitch into the top of this stitch here. Oh my gosh, I was not recording any of that. Of course, okay. So, for our second row, we are going to pull up a loop, yarn over, work into the top of the same stitch that we just slip stitched into, but also making sure that we're incorporating our, oops, no, I'm not even in the frame. Okay, so making sure that we are incorporating our tail as we go. We're going to lay it nice and flat on our work. We're going to yarn over, go through the top of the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, through the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, through the same stitch, pull up a loop. So in total we should have those 7 stitches on our hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to pull through all of those stitches and chain 1. Now we're going to repeat this around the row, so yarn over, go through the top of the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the same stitch, pull up a loop. We're doing this 3 times, make our little bubble, and then we're going to pull through all of those, chain 1. So yarn over, go through the previous stitch, the top of the previous stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. And there should be 7 stitches on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull through all 7 and chain 1. And we'll just continue this across the row. Now we're going to slip stitch into the top of our first bow, and then slip stitch into our first little hole there. Now for row 3, we're going to do another kind of bobble or cluster into the center of all of these. We're going to start off by chaining 2, and we're going to yarn over, go through the center, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, and we should have 2 on our hook. And this first chain 2 acts as one of these stitches, so we're going to have 4 in total. So 2, yarn over, go through the center, pull up a loop, go through 2. Now we have 3 on our hook and 1 more. Yarn over, go through the same center, pull through 2, and we have 4 on our hook. So now we're going to yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1, chain 2. Yarn over, go through the center, pull through 2, yarn over, go through the same center, pull through 2, yarn over, go through the same center, pull through 2, yarn over, go through the same center, and pull through 2. Now we have 5 on our hook. We're going to pull through all 5, chain 1, 2, and we're just going to continue this around the row. Okay, so now that we are at the end of that row, we have 16 of these clusters. I'm going to slip stitch into the top of this cluster here. And then we're going to slip stitch into the center of that stitch. And we're going to chain 2. We're going to yarn over, do 1, 2 double crochets, then we're going to chain 2, yarn over, and we're going to make another set of 3 double crochets into the same stitch. 3. And that will act as our first corner. Now we're going to half double crochet 3 into the next, 2, 3, single crochet into our next little center piece here. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to half double crochet into the next one. So 1, 2, 3, and we're going to make a corner again by doing double crochets, 3 double crochets, 2, 3, then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to make 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to just continue to do this. So our corner is 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Then into the next center, we're going to do 3 half double crochets. The next one will be 3 single crochets, and then 3 half double crochets, and then our corner again. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into the same center there. Okay, now that we have that row done, I'm going to finish it off by just slip stitching into the top of this stitch here, but we are only going to go into the back of it, not both of them, so that we keep this post here. Now to continue this row, we are going to chain 1, 2, and we're going to half double crochet into each of the back loops of this top stitch. So instead of going into both of them, we're just going to the back loop. And we're at our corner here, so I'll show you how to do that. We're just going to go 1, and into the center here, we're going to add 3, 1, 2, 3, and that will round our corner. And just continue then working half double crochets into the back loops. Okay, so we're at our corner here. We're going to work this next stitch loop normal. Now our next one, which is our chain that's in the center here, we're going to work 3 half double crochets into the back loop of that. 2, 3, and that makes our corner round. And we're just going to turn and continue half double crochets around. Okay, now that we've ended that row and our final row, we are going to finish off by just doing a slip stitch into the top of our first chain 2 there, and then I'm going to chain 1, pull up a loop, and that is our granny square done. Now if you wanted to, you could continue doing another, just clean it up a bit, you could block it, or you can do another single crochet around, but as you can see here, by going through just that back loop, we are creating this nice ridge around our work here. And yeah, so that is how to make this granny square. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a good one, guys. Bye.